Welcome to the Miskatonic Museum. Mateo and Mary, fresh off their discovery of a strange cult beneath the city of Arkham, with ghouls running rampant through the city as well, have decided, on the advice of one Dr. Henry Armitage, to venture forth to the Miskatonic Museum, where they might find information driving them across the seas to Cairo. But what will they find? Find out today on Doomed. I'm joined as well by the Crosshair.
Hello.
No one will ever notice the difference. Thank you, Saren, and thank you, Flower. I appreciate you guys doing my YouTube job for me. That's very good.
If you're watching this in a non-chronological order, this happens before the Cairo Eternal Slumber.
Exactly. Oh, hello, Kodab Games. Welcome to Domed. No, it's pronounced Doomed. It's wonderful to have you here. I'm joined today by the Crosshair.
Hello. We're just starting.
Yeah, exactly. We haven't been doing. No, Flower. No, I don't think so. No, there's nothing to tell. Mateo and Mary are at the end of times, looking back on all the events that got them here. Doomed. Exactly, Kodab. That's exactly it. So I think that's about it, Crosshair. We're starting here at the museum entrance. The museum entrance says, the Miskatonic Museum is an opulent and stately building, supported by expeditions funded by the university. Its sizable collection of exotic artifacts, curios, and art has drawn visitors from all over the country. Oh, I have to read the agenda in the act, don't I? That's actually, that's important, I think, so we know what's going on. Agenda 1A, restricted access. Dr. Armitage has given the university's Latin translation of the Necronomicon to his associate, Harold Walstead, the curator of the Miskatonic University Museum. Worried that someone might still be after the book, you have gone to the museum to recover it. It's 5 Doom, and it says, forced, when Hunting Horror enters play, attach the set-aside copy of Shadow Spawned to it, or add 1 resource to Shadow Spawned if it is already attached.
Cool.
Yep, that's all it says. Act 1A, finding a way inside. Unfortunately, the entrance to the museum is kept locked at this late hour. A security guard is visible through the building's front windows, oblivious to his surroundings. Perhaps you can find a way to get his attention and convince him to let you in.
I'll convince him, all right. Harry, stop.
Hello. Yeah, that's it for now. We'll take a look. There's a couple more locations. The door to the museum hall is locked. Museum hall says you can't move into it. It says action test combat 5 to break down the door to the museum. If you're successful, immediately advance to act 1B. But also the act itself says 2 clues. So yeah, that's what we know. I tend to agree, Flower. This is back in the beautiful early days of Arkham when things were simple, you know? Get the attention of a guard. Fight 1 ghoul. You know, it was nice. Find a book. You know. Oh! We have to damn you as well, naturally.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, baby.
Mary's.
Come on.
Notably damned.
Come on.
Wanna bet that it's replace +1 with a skull?
I really hope it isn't. I mean, I hope it's something better, but...
No. This is the star. After an investigator reveals a... What's that? It's the... Oh, Tentacles.
Tentacles.
During a skill test, they must either take 1 damage or 1 horror.
Okay.
So, Tentacles is even worse.
Yes. Now that's just for you, which is still unfortunate. But if I use my ability cancels the tentacle once, so maybe that would be. Yeah, you never know. You never know. Basically, is what I'm getting at here.
Yeah, it's only 1 damage or 1 horror.
Exactly. You did not, Flower, but I can give that to you now. Skulls are -1. -3 instead if hunting horror is at your location. The cultists are -1. If you fail, search the encounter deck, discard pile, and the void for hunting horror, and spawn it at your location, if able. Tablets are -2. Return one of your clues to your current location. And then Elder Things, which we do not have any of currently, are -3. If you fail, discard an asset you control. Yuck. That's pretty nasty.
Yucky ducky.
Yucky ducky indeed. Although we do not have any in the bag, which is actually quite nice.
Yeah, our bag is nice.
Currently, not too bad.
Nice bag.
Nice bag. Good bag. So I think we're at a point now, Crosshair, where Mateo and Mary are faced with a locked door outside the museum, but let's draw our opening hand. Let's get doomed, shall we? I mean, this could be an awful lot worse. Sorry, Flower. I'll just keep playing Edge of the Earth just for you, Flower. How's that? I like this. I like this. That's pretty good.
Okay.
Blonkulus.
Oh, and we have 5 resources. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
1 and 3 on the trauma counter. You have 3 on the trauma counter.
Whee! So that's fun, right?
Yeah.
Alright, let's have a look here. Museum entrance. As you approach the museum, you draw your coat tighter around your body to keep the wintry air away. The full moon drapes the building in ominous, bright moonlight. 3 shroud, 2 clues, which is the 2 clues we need to advance the act. Action resign. How important can a book really be anyway? Which I love.
Shut up,
It also
Mary.
says investigators at museum entrance cannot gain resources, period. Which is just, like, what a kick in the nuts. So we gotta...
Mary is looking at the museum door like, so are we going in or...
Yeah, exactly. Interesting indeed. I could, if you would like, Crosshair. Exactly, Flower. It is a bit of a joke for Miskatonic because sometimes when you're playing Dunwich, you don't want to play this scenario. Like, what does it give you, maybe, is the question. So you just, first action, resign. Okay, great, pack it up. Let's start the next one. Ridiculous.
Yeah, especially if you're playing the second time around this whole campaign, you might know that this one doesn't give us anything. Let's just move on.
Yeah, well, although we don't know that, Crosshair. Might give us the reason to go to Cairo. Go ahead, sorry.
That's basically why we're here, like finding out stuff. Well, they don't know that this is the reason they're going to Cairo, but we know that.
Yes, exactly. We do know that. Now, I have a pretty kind of decent first turn in my mind, which could involve playing something that we can't gain resources while we're here, but what I could do is maybe reduce the cost of a card for you if you're planning on playing items with geared up. If that would help.
I do have a gear up, but I'm only gonna spend 2 resources, so I'm fine.
Okay, so having the cost of 1 card reduced by a bit doesn't help specifically.
Well, the biggest cost of a card that I'm gonna play is 1.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah. So less ideal, definitely then.
Yeah, at this moment.
No, that's fine. I think I have a question for you then. I'm looking at that juicy Test Combat 5. Now, Mateo's not the strongest guy in the book, but I have a pretty decent shot at it.
Next turn, Mary can help with the door.
Yeah, well, I mean, Mateo could try as well, I guess is my thought here. Well, okay, whatever. Here, I'm just gonna... sorry. If you want to start, you should start, because you know what you're gonna play.
Yeah.
I'll think about
So
what I'm doing.
Mary is as always, just gearing up.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Just checking that she has her candles with her, of course.
Unbelievable.
Heavy furs because it's getting a bit chilly in Arkham at this time of year.
Mm-hmm.
I guess it's fall or starting to be winter.
I'd say so, yeah, that makes sense.
Her nun robes are a bit more puffy, as it were. And I might as well, since it's cheaper, just check that the talisman is all good to go.
These were St. Hubert's talismans, I seem to recall, were fashioned by Mary as sort of like protective charms almost.
And that's basically it. She's just getting warmed up with some candles and heavy furs.
Yeah, no, 100%. I want us to be able to gain resources, but I'm thinking instead, maybe I'll help. Maybe I'm thinking out loud here, Crosshair. Oops, actually, I'm going to put the music back on before I forget here. There we go. Is it better if you try to break the door down? Yes, because you have 3 combat. That's the long and the short of it. So I can help you with that, if that's better.
Yep.
I think that makes sense. So, Mateo is also going to take a moment to just think. to contemplate, to make sure that he has everything that he requires. I'm going to draw a card. Good to have. Unlike in Cairo, this priest of 2 faiths is not, in fact, a different person. It is Mateo himself who is the man of 2 faiths. He's been contemplating and will continue to struggle with how to reconcile his faith in Christianity and his faith in what lies beyond. That's 2. And then 3rd action. I'm trying to think if I want to play something that... Yeah, I think I do, actually. I'm going to play Rite of Sanctification. He's going to essentially bless those who are here. He's going to make sure that they... He and Mary are fully prepared to enter the museum. I'm not going to seal 5 blessed tokens, Crosshair, because that feels like a lot.
And might as well.
Yeah, well, because the rite exhausts every turn, so I feel like I don't know how many times we're going to play cards is all. I'm just... I don't know. I'm just not sure. But I'll do... What, 4?
Yeah, one sure. Is going in the bag anyway in upkeep, so...
Exactly. And then as I exhaust it, it'll also go back into the bag, and, we'll get a little steady drip. So that brings us to the end of the investigation phase. Mateo and Mary are indeed preparing to try to venture into the museum, see if they can maybe get the attention of the guard. We do not gain resources, but we do upkeep.
Yeah.
I will just do that as a reminder for myself. And then move on to our first mythos phase of this new scenario, which is hopefully a lot less threatening than Cairo was.
Let's just get that hunting horror out right away. So.
Yikes. That sounds scary. We go to 1 out of 5 doom. What will await them here at the entrance to the museum? Visions of futures past. Forgot this was a card.
Thing.
Are these visions of things to be or things as they might be? Or could these horrors have already happened? Test Will 5. For each point you fail by, discard the top card of your deck. That's it. It's, Mateo, as he sort of blesses himself and Mary and their journey, in that blessing process, he is struck by a vision of blood and terror and sand, strangely, and he does not know quite what to make of it. I should have put a curse in the bag as well from the Priest of 2 Faiths. Whoops. Yeah. Hey, let's just do it, huh? 4 to 5? Elder sign? Hello. You automatically succeed. Exactly, flower. So I succeed, and I will draw a card and gain a resource. I can't gain a resource.
Yeah, true.
Sorry, over to you. Ugh.
It's a passage into the whale. While Mateo sees visions of sand, Mary possibly sees them being dragged under the sands.
Mm-hmm.
And then endless sleep for some reason.
Yikes. Scary.
That's a 4-on-3 test.
Could be
If
worse.
you fail, you must either discard the top 5 cards of your deck or take 1 direct damage and deal 1 damage to each of your allies. Well, 1 direct damage isn't that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Not the end of the
So-
world. You're not wrong.
Yeah, 4-on-3. Let's go. -1. So
Hey!
that's pass.
Very good.
They're both cursed by these visions of the future, possibly.
And as they look to each other and realize that they each saw something a little different, but perhaps pointing towards where they will be headed next. We're back around to our turn, Crosshair. What's the plan? Do you have any specific things you want to do on your turn?
Yeah, I have some ideas. It's mostly play 1 card and then Mary would try to knock on the door, then knock a bit harder,
Yeah.
and then possibly knock with the boot.
Yeah. Well, I could help with both the cost of the card and even the kicking the door down. I'd be happy to do that so that then I can get the hell out of here. Do something else.
Oh, that's actually really nice because then it only costs 1 to play this.
Yeah.
So, as they're thinking about how to enter the museum, there's a familiar voice from before. Yeah, just, as one of their old friends, so to speak, comes into view. Ah, I see you're at the museum also. Possibly looking for some clues.
What is she doing here, though? Mateo wonders aloud, essentially, what is this woman from halfway across the world doing in Arkham again? Well, not again, but, like, still. What is she hunting for?
Cairo calls, dear father, but we'll talk about that later. Yeah, it's Nephthys, Hunters of Past, who did not show up in the future, but enough
Well,
of that.
Clearly something happened to her between now and then, right? We're gonna... Just a thought. We don't know what it is.
Mary greets Nephthys as an old friend, like, okay, here we go again. Surprisingly, there's no talk back and forth about gods and stuff like that this time.
Not this time.
Both of them are hunting for something in this museum. So Nephthys suggests, like, well, you can't get into the door. Have you tried kicking in the door?
Makes sense.
And Mary just looks at her and, fine. And goes up to the door and tries to break it down.
Mateo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, 3 against 5.
Father Mateo would having sort of, blessed the proceedings, would also then whisper a small prayer in a language that he doesn't even know himself. Something that may assist. in getting this door down so they can get inside.
Oh, 4.
+4, yeah.
So that's 7 against 5. Yeah, that's gonna be it. So simple. One from handle. That's a straight up 0.
That's fine, right? No problem.
So Mary pushes against the door, and then somehow the lock system just fails. And the door opens. Oh, it was open all along.
If you are successful, immediately advance to Act 1B. Act 1B, gaining entrance. If the investigators successfully performed the action ability on museum halls with great strength, you break down the door, or, in this case, just pushing on the door kind of opens it. Making considerable noise as you do, the security guard sees you enter, cries out in fear, and rushes towards the back of the museum. The door leading into the museum halls is broken. Reveal the museum halls. Advance to Act 2A, breaking and entering. Act 2A, breaking and entering. The Necronomicon is being kept in a restricted hall somewhere in the museum. Objective: if an investigator enters the exhibit hall restricted hall, advance.
And let's just
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah,
right.
Museum halls is, of course, it's the grand sort of central chamber which branches off into various different exhibits. Action, it's 2 shrouds, 0 clues. It says action. Investigators in the museum spend 2 clues as a group to put the top card of the exhibit deck into play unrevealed. Which are all, the exhibit deck is made up of cards that are called exhibit hall. So there's different exhibit halls that we have to get into.
Right. Then Mary and Matthew stroll along to the museum. When you're ready.
Father Mateo doesn't need, too much convincing to bustle inside. There aren't too many clues out here as to where they need to go. However, upon entering the museum halls, literally there are clues, yes, but I can't currently get them is the trouble. But I'm sure we'll figure something out. The museum is essentially abandoned, which feels it's closed, so of course there would be no one here, but surely there'd be some sort of security guard patrolling or something. Father Mateo, kind of glances at Mary and Nephthys and nods and says, I'm going to see if I can find out any information. Perhaps there's someone here who can help us find what we're looking for. And he'll venture off. Yes, thank you, Flower. It is indeed. The museum entrance is revealed, so we can now go back and forth. Because the door is broken. Mateo will venture off this way to the administration office. A sturdy wooden door with a plaque next to it reads, Administration. In the hall outside the doorway, you see a row of paintings depicting the museum's many curators throughout the years, each adorned with their name and years of employment. Perhaps it's just your imagination, but they look more distressed in recent years. Administration office says the office is meticulously organized, from the books in alphabetical order on the shelves to the stacks of forms organized by category on each desk. A coat is draped over one of the nearby chairs. Perhaps somebody other than the security guard is still here at this late hour. 2 shroud, 4 clues. You cannot investigate administration office while you have 4 or fewer cards in your hand, which is okay. I don't. So I will try to investigate. Just see if I can start getting 1 clue at a time, and then maybe I'll find a way to get some more clues. Eh, Crosshair?
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to try to investigate 3 to 2. Mateo is starting to sort of rifle through the office. He's not trying to steal anything, of course, but there doesn't seem to be anyone here. Perhaps he can find a map or something of the like. 3 to 2. -1. That is a clue. That's me. No enemies to speak of, so we can now upkeep normally. That's nice. That's very nice. Ooh, what do I want to do first? As Mateo... oh, yes. Sorry.
Oh, never mind.
Oh, okay. As Mateo continues to look through the administration office, Mary and Nephthys poke through the museum halls. Perhaps a chill creeps into the museum. Reading aloud is here. No problem reading. I just really like to bug people to come to my streams. Hello, welcome to Doomed. Wonderful to have you here. I'm joined today by the Crosshair.
Hello. It's the best way to PR your stream after all.
It is true. Individual call-outs. Absolutely is the best way. I'm going to draw an encounter card here. Stalked in the dark. If hunting horror is in play, it does stuff. Otherwise, it gains surge. Okay. Oh. All right. We don't know what that is, so it's fine. Don't worry about it. Oh!
Well.
All right. Well, okay. There was a forced effect on the agenda. When hunting horror enters play, attach shadow spawned to it, which I will do. And I'm going to read both of these things. Mateo hears some rustling from around the door, goes to investigate, assuming it is Mary or Nephthys coming to assist him, when suddenly a large snake-like creature with leathery wings explodes through the door, hissing and screaming. Hunting Horror is a 2/3/2 elite monster with Retaliate. Welcome, Wesley. Thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to Doomed. Wonderful to have you with us. I'm joined today by the Crosshair.
Hello.
It is only for the Hat Club, Flower. Sorry. If you have a hat, DM me and I'll tell you how to get an invite to the Hat Club. The Hunting Horror, spawned from the Void, is a 2/3/2 with Retaliate as a hunter, of course. When it leaves play, it says place it in the Void, which is a weird thing, Crosshair. It doesn't really exist. It's just a location that isn't in play, but isn't in the discard pile or the victory display. So it never dies, let me put it that way. It just disappears for a time.
Kind of an exile.
Yeah, in a way. There's a forced effect here. It says, at the start of the enemy phase, reveal a random token from the Chaos Bag. If the revealed token has a symbol on it, ready Hunting Horror. So if you evade it, you still have to reveal a token, which might ready it anyway, and then it would hunt and attack, and so on and so forth.
Ah, right.
I do love pizza, Wesley. Shadow Spawned is also attached to it now. Shadow Spawned is a power treachery. It still remains attached to Hunting Horror, even if it enters the Void. Oh, look at your little Kirby's, you two. I love that. Hunting Horror, here we go, Crosshair. Hunting Horror gets +1 fight, +1 health, and +1 evade for each resource on Shadow Spawned. If there are at least 3 resources on it, it also gains massive. Every time the Hunting Horror enters play, we put a resource on Shadow Spawned. So it's not too bad right now, but every time it leaves, it goes back to the Void, and then every time it comes back into play, it gets a little stronger. Ooh.
Yeah.
So not ideal, but not that bad necessarily either. Mateo is taken off guard by this creature, which is not, at this point, it's not huge. It's just incredibly sinewy and seems to curl around the corner for what feels like forever as it starts to dash towards him. Oh, and I should have put a curse in the bag. I keep forgetting. It's a lot of curses. Oh, I can do something about that, though. Don't worry.
Yeah, basically, after each upkeep, we add a curse and a blessing.
Exactly. Which again, I can do a little something about at least, thankfully. But I'll put the turn over to you, my friend.
Yeah, at the museum halls where marionettes
Subscriber.
Thank you. Is explaining way too much about all the stuff from Cairo and other places like that. They hear a slithering behind them. If hunting horror is in play, yay, add 1 doom to it.
Oh, that's annoying.
And if it's not in play, then go find everything.
Okay. Slithering behind you is such a wild treachery name.
Also, we should shuffle the encounter deck, apparently.
Ah, okay. Yep.
It's a separate action, so...
Yeah, no, I say go for it. You never know. Flower, thank you for becoming a hat kid. I appreciate that. I gave you the best membership badge I have, which is a salute from the doc and all the other characters as much as I could, which is a good time. Okay, so slithering behind you. Now there's doom on the hunting horror.
Right.
I think I have a pretty decent plan though, Crosshare. I will say I'm feeling confident, at least.
Don't have an excellent plan.
Yeah, I have a...
But you... If you're not gonna use Rite of Sanctification, I can use it, but...
You'll have to come to my location, but that's fine. I don't think that's a problem, and I don't necessarily need to use it this turn, so that's fine by me as well.
Oh, right. I was gonna go to the security office if I don't need to go there, but then again... maybe you should go first, because you have the enemies and all.
Yes, but thankfully I can at least do something about it, which is... I would thank the Crosshair for this. Mateo sees the creature sort of racing in towards him, bringing with it a sense of, well, impending doom, a fear that this creature represents something that exists far beyond what he knows. And without even knowing quite why, Mateo is just going to start shouting words that he's never even heard before. He's going to start unleashing this string of curses. Oh, damn it, it's a non-elite enemy. Shoot, I can't do it. Never mind. Whoop, goes back into my hand. Well, now we are in trouble. I think we can figure it out. Never mind what I just said. Favor of the moon instead. I'm going to seal 3 curses on this bad boy. So no string of curses for me. Mateo is... well, I mean, let's say he opens his mouth and unleashes that string of curses, but it doesn't seem to stop the creature in its tracks as it starts to encircle him, looking for a way to jump in and bite. I am going to evade, I think. Seems a bit more likely. Yeah. I'm gonna try evading the hunting horror. Mateo's going to essentially try to duck under the sinewy beast and maybe even run out at that point. I'll commit String of Curses because it's not useful right now. And I'll be 4-2. Elder Sign. Well. That's pretty nice. I'll choose to take my action back. Bit my tongue. Ouch. Yikes-os, Saren. That is roof stoof, my friend. I hope you're doing okay.
Never fun.
Yeah, never fun is correct. Okay, evaded. Hi, Happy Pliskins. Welcome to Doomed. Wonderful to have you with us. I am joined today by the Crosshair.
Hello.
Thelia's looking for a bite, too. Wink. Pliskins, are we winning? I mean, we're not losing. We're currently looking for ways to find where a certain important tome is being kept in this museum.
Yeah, and for some reason we started an hour later than we were
supposed. So weird. I wonder what happened. Anyway, I wouldn't watch the VOD. I wouldn't worry about it. how important, Crosshair, is having the Rite of Sanctification this turn for you? I could use it for myself.
Really.
Okay, all right. Oh, well, all right then. I am going to...
Oh yeah, this is your second action. Or third.
Well, that was my first, but I drew an Elder Sign, which allows me to take an additional action, so I just chose to...
Oh, right.
Yeah, like I
Favor
could...
fast.
Yeah. Oh, beef tongue. Gross. Sorry, yes, it is taking some time to figure out exactly how I want to play this, but there you go. Thinking I'm going to keep this for a little later. I'm going to play St. Hubert's Key, which is something we all know and love. This was... This is sort of a reminder of the Church of St. Hubert that Mateo keeps with him. But it's going to give him a better ability to try to figure out at least what's going on. I can no longer investigate the administration office, so I will move instead.
Ah.
I can no longer do that, but I'll get out of the way of the hunting horror, and I'll maybe even just keep going. Go to the security office. And you can join me. Whee!
Hi, Father.
Hello.
Bye, Father.
Bye, Father. Father Mateo runs breathlessly past Mary and Nephthys and tries to explain what he's seen, but the panic in his eyes overwhelms his ability to communicate what the hunting horror is. A plaque next to this doorway reads, "Security." The door is ajar, and inside you catch the scent of blood. Somebody must have left the security office in a hurry. Blood stains the floor under the desk nearby. There are some maps of the museum in here as well. Yes. 3 shroud, 4 clues, double action. Look at the revealed side of an exhibit hall in play, or the top card of the exhibit deck, once per turn. It kind of gives you insight into which different halls are available and so on and so forth. But that brings me to the end of my turn.
Yeah, Nephthys, after hearing about Father's ramblings as he runs along the halls, is like, is he talking about a spirit asp?
Ooh, that would be what Nephthys thinks. Yeah, makes sense.
Oh, I think many of those with others before. Mary has been busy, rather, just hearing something in the rotund museum halls as she listens to Nephthys explain stuff, and she tries a spell that she hasn't tried before, and there's a blue aura that's not seemingly connected to anywhere, but Mary seems pleased that it might work in the future.
It's a gate to some place, yeah, who knows?
Yeah, this is open gate. It's a myriad, so you can have 3 of them, or you basically buy 3 of them. And you can attach it to a location, and if you have 2 of those, you can move between them as if those locations are connected.
Okay. I like this nice little spell.
First, should I go deal with this hunting horror now that it's exhausted?
I mean, yeah, if you have, if you, you're right. It won't retaliate because it's exhausted, and it might ready during the enemy phase because there's like that weird forced effect on it. Is that basically there's a chance that it'll ready, in which case it would hunt and attack, but it might not as well. We don't know.
Yeah. So Mary and Nephthys curious about this thing head for the administration office and oh look, it is a spirit asp of sorts.
Hmm.
Lot larger than we have in Cairo. So while it's distracted, Nephthys and Mary try to, I think, banish it.
Yeah.
Nephthys has dealt with these kind of things before, so they'll just try to banish it before it can notice them.
Mm-hmm.
That's just an 3 against 2. Yeah, 3 and 2. It's the second action. Slash. Skull is a
-3 if you're at the Hunting Horror's location, but I'm pretty sure that still puts you evens, if I am correct, yeah.
It's evens and Nephthys seals a bless.
Excellent.
So that's...
And so the banishing begins.
And the banishing continues. Same thing. That's still evens.
If it works, it works. Yeah, that's fine.
It works. Yeah. And Hunting Horror has 2 damage. And they're just trying to banish it before it can fully awaken.
Well, speaking of, it is the beginning of the enemy phase, so do you want to pull that token, or do you want me to pull that token? Ooh.
Sure, because I have heavy fur.
Ah, yes, of course.
And it's at my location, so I really should. That is indeed a... Yeah. Now the question is... Yeah, I'm gonna a damage token on heavy furs.
Okay.
And cancel it, return it, and pull a new one. Oh, that's better.
Yeah, in a weird way, yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't ready, but then in upkeep it'll ready.
Yes, exactly. In upkeep it will ready, and it will come for Mary, which is a little scary perhaps, but hopefully not too bad. Hopefully nothing that is going to be devastatingly difficult.
Let's see.
The creature is injured from Mary and Nephthys' attempts to banish it back to wherever it came from, but it is not yet dead, and it is looking for blood.
For a snack.
For a snack. We go to 3 out of 5 Doom, but it's actually 4 out of 5 because of the Doom on the Hunting Horror. Mateo is rifling through the security office now, trying to desperately find some way through the museum. Aha! And I drew Infinite Doorway. As he turns the knob to venture into the second room of the security office, he opens it, and it seems to extend into infinity. Attached to your location. As an additional cost to move into or out of your location, discard the top card of your deck. If it is a weakness, you have to draw it. Otherwise, for each copy of that discarded card in your hand or play area, take a horror or discard that card.
Okay, so you discard a card and take damage if it's a card that you have. Cool.
Yeah. If it's not a weakness, you check if that card if you have a copy of that card in your hand or in play. If you do, you have to take a horror or get rid of it, I think is maybe a better way of... Yeah. That said, the Infinite Doorway is in the security office, so maybe we would just, maybe I'll try to clear it out and not come back. That would be nice. I only have to get Infinite Doorwayed once.
And while the Hunting Horror is Nephthys and Mary, it's an inexplicable cold.
Spooky.
Well, it makes sense. The asp or the horror lets out a shriek and suddenly it's a bit colder.
Yeah. Oh, did we put bless and curse in the bag? I didn't. I have to remember to do that.
Oh, you added it.
Oh, sorry.
Here we go.
Yeah, thank you.
Only 5. Oh, that's fine. So yeah, agility 4. For each point you fail by, you must either choose and discard a card from your play area or from your hand, or take 1 damage. At least it's a choice.
Yes, which is always very possible.
Raise 3 and 4 with the blessed candles. I don't have any agility icons, so that's it.
All right, that is what it is.
3 against 4.
No.
Oh,
Lucky you.
let's just add a bless token into the back and discard that. And cold never bothered Mary anyway. She does have heavy fur, so.
The cold may be strange, but it doesn't bother her necessarily. That makes sense. All right, my friend, what would you like to do? Do you want to start because of the enemy, or do you want me to start and try to get some clues and things?
Yeah, I think we should deal with the enemy because the doom is at 4.
I agree.
So let's just finish up the banishing spell and let's get rid of it. Straight up. 3 against 2.
Does Mary laugh? Great question. I don't know. I'm not sure, Flower. I don't think so. She seems quite serious. Maybe I'm wrong.
She has laughed once at a joke while in the army, but
Good lord.
we're not telling that joke.
Oh, I see. Okay, that kind of joke, right?
Or it was a joke at the worst possible time, but it was a suitable joke.
Right.
So, yeah, 3 on 2. Minus 2. But from the skill value is enough. Okay.
Everything good? What's happening? Sorry, I can't quite hear you, Crosshare.
It's a minus 2, so I would be down by 1, but with the ritual candles I get +1 skill value, so we're even.
Hooray!
So, with the help of the ritual candles, Nephthys and Mary managed to send the shadow spawn beast back into the void where it came from.
Huzzah! Exactly, Thelia. Okay, well, I love that you're banishing it that way. That's pretty sweet.
Seemed like a good way to do it.
Yeah, I love it.
Now the question is, what do I do now? I can't investigate here. And moving twice would be a bit silly.
Yeah, the doorway doesn't allow... I mean, it's just annoying to move in or out of that location because there's now like a big, problem. When you open the door, it gets really messed up.
So... maybe Mary is just gonna take a moment to see if there's any hidden clues or resources at this location. And let's just do it straight away. Some alchemical transmutation that she learned in the caves with Olive.
That's right.
Rest in peace.
Oh, yeah, sorry, Olive.
And just gonna try and focus her powers to make use of anything as a mental resource, perhaps. So we exhaust alchemical transmutation, spend 1 charge. This will just 1. And reach point you succeed by gain 1 resource. If a bloody blah symbol is revealed, take 1 damage. Cool. So we exhaust it. Take 1 resource that we played. No. So we are testing 5 against 1.
Zoots! Zoot!
Okay. Thank you.
Oh.
So that's, let's see, 4 resources.
I think it's a maximum.
Max 3.
Right.
Yeah.
Still good. I think there was.
Yeah. And we.
Hey.
That's very nice.
Very nice indeed.
So Nephthys and Mary do find some usable materials in the place,
which is very good, I would say. Meanwhile, Mateo is, searching through the security office for, again, maps, any sense of... There's a restricted hall. That's what they were told, is that there's some sort of hall that has restricted access. In other words, the public can't get in. But it must be somewhere. The question is how to access it. Is it down a floor? Is it through another exhibit? Is it sealed off? Mateo realizes he's going to have to do something to try to find this out. And he will channel some of that power, some of that energy through his Eye of Chaos to try to find the clues here. Bribery! We're going to investigate using willpower, which puts me at 5 to 3. If you succeed, discover an additional clue. If a curse is revealed, I can place a charge or some such. But I will just investigate at 5 to 3. Hiya! -1. Success. Oh, hello to Kung Fu Fenris. Welcome. Welcome indeed, Kung Fu Fenris, to Doomed. I am joined today by the Crosshair.
Hello.
Hello. And it felt so... Oh, sorry, you were saying Crosshair? Sorry.
Yeah, it felt... You go ahead. You started first.
No, I was gonna say, channeling this sort of future vision, felt so good. Feels like we got to do it again. So I'm going to spend another charge, and I'm going to investigate at 5 to 3 one more time. Cultist, which I believe is -1. Still a success.
Yeah.
Take 2 clues. All right, good. We've got clues. We're going to start finding exhibit halls. Happy Feast of Fools to you too, Kung Fu Fenris. I'm feeling very honored today. Being one of the fools. It's nice.
I'm past the Feast of Fools, but I did open a Iron Maiden Trooper IPA during the Feast of Fools, which has a pregnancy warning. But the best part about it is that it has hoppy flavors.
Delicious. Oh, I see.
Is...
I didn't get that. Now I understand. That's. All right. We so let's see. Mateo, Mary has successfully transmuted some paper into gold or whatever. I don't know, some sort of resources. Wing Chun Lupine. I love it. And Mateo has channeled some energy into searching through maps and things in order to find find at least a way to get towards the restricted hall. And that brings us to the upkeep phase, where we draw cards and gain resources. And then we add a curse and a bless.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, full-on blesses.
All right, we are now full up. You're right. So we gotta use them, I guess. I don't know. We are now back at 4 out of 5 doom. The two investigators are separated, but perhaps not that far apart in case something goes wrong. Mateo stares at the strange, open, infinite doorway, trying to figure out if he can walk through it, or if by doing so he will be lost forever. Night beyond void. All was blackness beneath as the fluttering legions surged northward amidst the rushing winds and invisible laughter in the ether. Place 1 resource on Shadow Spawned, even if it is out of play. Victory 0. Alright. I mean, it's not great, but I'm doing it. I don't like it, but I'm doing it. So,
Victory 0, so it goes into the victor display.
So that it can't get replayed, I think, yeah. It's still there. Thelia, that sounds delicious. I will say, Thelia, and I'm so sorry, because I think it's just because it's a Saturday, but a stuffed meat lover sounds just filthy. Maybe it's me. What is the works? In Canada, we have all dressed, which is pepperoni, mushrooms, and green peppers. It's a wild, strange assortment of things. Anyway. Okay, so Mateo feels a shiver as the darkness outside creeps through the window, and he gets a sense that that creature may still be around, skulking about.
And on the other side of the museum, well, this museum has some ephemeral exhibits. Are you watching the exhibits, or are the exhibits watching you?
Ugh.
I can guesstimate that ephemeral means sort of alive.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have a dictionary in front of me. I suppose I could look it up. I feel like it's sort of ephemeral is like not quite real. I don't really know why, but oh, that sounds delish too. Kung Fu Fenris and
So-
reading. Yeah.
Basically worse than mannequins.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Definitely worse than mannequins, which we don't like here.
Oh dear.
Well,
Test knowledge 3. If you fail, lose 1 action for each point you failed by.
well.
Right.
Oh, so the exhibits are just kind of like they're there, but only briefly. Ooh, what's wrong with them? Ooh.
Yeah, from the corner of your eye you see some motion. Maybe a commotion in the distance.
Mannequins.
So I kind of have to decide. I'm gonna need that one, so I can't spend it on this one. So it's gonna be a 2 against the 3. Yucky.
Nephthys could put the bless back in the bag. I don't know if that helps at all. I don't know if it does, because then you're still like,
Yeah,
you know, it's not great. I do agree.
I kind of want to keep the 3 on Nephthys also.
Of course, yeah, of course. Love it.
For
Thelia.
the insta kill, so to speak. Well, might be that Mary and Nephthys are gonna take the next turn just admiring the moving mannequins or stuff. So, 2 against 3. Let's throw a bless. Okay.
You know.
I could use heavy first.
Yes, you could. You're right. Yeah, that would do it.
So either lose 2 turns or draw even worse and lose the whole turn.
Or draw better and lose no turn. But you're right. That is the quintessential argument of Arkham. Is it so bad that you want to risk having better?
I don't think losing 2 turns is that bad. I'd be using it to use alchemical transmutation anyway, because I need to replace it, so...
Great.
At worst I lose like 6 resources. Fine. So, I'm gonna lose 2 turns.
Okay. Well, it's back around to us then.
I might as well take that alchemical transmutation.
If Mary knows what she's doing after having caught sight of some strange mannequins in the corner, Perhaps she's been staring at them a bit longer than she thought. Ooh.
Yeah. Possibly trying to take more of these ancient artifacts and turning them into blessed artifacts to keep these ephemeral things at bay. That's a good way to say that.
Yeah, I agree.
Mary's gonna transmute the artifacts with some blessed water or stuff like that. Okay, 1 against 5. We can't add bless to the chaos bag.
Great.
Nope.
Correct. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Cool.
I mean, that's still not bad. That's about as good as you can get. Yeah, that's still pretty good.
Yeah. And that's about all she is doing.
Father Mateo, on the other hand, has, well, not. Oh, reading. I hope it doesn't cut out in 3 minutes. But if it does, loved having you here when we had you here. Yikes. But
yeah,
fingers crossed that it's all good.
Hopefully not.
Yeah, fingers crossed. Mateo, having seen into the future, having seen those shifting sands, but also potentially a way through to that restricted exhibit, is going to try, he takes a deep breath, he's going to try to get in through the infinite doorway. So I'm going to move. As an additional cost to move out of your location, discard the top card of your deck. Hup. It's a Holy Rosary. For each copy in your hand or your play area, take a horror. I don't have any, so that's good. Nothing happens, basically. That's okay. Second action, I'm going to spend 2 clues twice to put the top 2 cards of the exhibit deck into play.
So you're spending 2 actions to...
Yes, you're right. Sorry, I'm gonna do that.
Yeah. One at a time.
One at a time, exactly.
Just if the first one is a bad one, then...
Well, they don't get to be revealed or anything. I'm giving
right.
myself a little leeway just in case. What alluring artifacts are displayed inside? Do they too hold a sinister connection? But that's it. That's my turn.
Yeah.
A little something. Just a little something.
At a small turn.
A little small turn, but we're doing it. It's okay. Father Mateo has a way forward and hopes that Mary and Nephthys, wherever they've gotten to, haven't gone too far down the wrong path, as it were. We upkeep. Perfecto. That's very nice. And then we add our curse and our bless. I will start getting rid of my curse. Oh, no bless. You're right. Sorry. And we go to 5 out of 5 Doom, which will advance. Agenda 1B, a creature of the void. From the shadows of the museum halls, a terrible creature slithers forth, long and serpentine, propelled by black, leathery wings. If hunting horror is not in play, search the encounter deck and discard pile and void. For the hunting horror, spawn it at museum halls, if able. Shuffle the encounter discard pile into the encounter deck.
When it says add 1 Doom to it, it was in the void when it says that.
So it wasn't in play, thankfully, so that doesn't at least happen.
Oh, right, it's in play. Yeah, I missed that. I was wondering if that
there's a whole section on, like, what is the void? Because this is an old campaign, so they kind of created a space where, like, an enemy could go where it's not dead, but it's not alive. I don't know. However, we do have to add a resource to Shadow Spawned, which is a nice way to get around that.
There's also the...
Yes, yeah, exactly. So basically, I think, Crosshare, because that forced effect isn't on the back of the agenda, people were sort of interpreting it as, oh, well, it came into play, but it doesn't have Shadow Spawn, so I don't have to add a thing to it. You know, it's not cheap, but, like, this is how they meant for it to be played.
Yeah, and it's 1B and 2B, not 1A and 1.
No, but while we're looking at Agenda 1B, which is what we're looking at right now, the forced ability on the next agenda is considered to be active, I think is what I'm saying, or what they're
1A.
saying. 1B is the one on the back.
Right.
Yeah.
No, sorry.
No. It's a weird kind of convention, but they do like A, B, and then 2, and then
Yeah.
Convention. That said, essentially, Mateo, standing in the halls, ready to move on, is suddenly confronted by a now quite large shadow-spawned creature. It is now a 4/5/4. It's already a big, difficult problem.
And it has Doom on it.
Why does it have a Doom on it, though?
Oh, right. It only added the Doom.
If it was already in play.
Yeah. God, I can't read today.
It's all good. All good in the hood. Agenda 2A says shadows deepen. The shadows in the museum grow and become darker. As the shadows lengthen and shift, they begin to suggest the sinewy body of an uncanny creature darting at the periphery of your awareness. 7 Doom has the same effect. Mateo struggles to sort of remain in the shadows, hoping against hope that he can just avoid this creature entirely, as I draw an encounter card. Passage into the Veil. As the creature slithers past him, it turns its head, and in its eyes, Mateo can see the great beyond. Test Will 3. It actually is Will 5, because the Hunting Horror is here. If you fail, discard the top 5 cards of your deck, or take a direct damage and deal a damage to your allies. That's okay. I don't mind. That's okay. I think I'm just going to test 5 to 5. Yep, no, that's fine. I'll take a direct damage and deal a damage to the Priest of Two Faiths.
5, 4, 5, 4. Cool.
We see how it starts to get scary pretty fast.
At the administration office, some mists.
The mists are here.
Yeah, the office is getting oppressive. At a fair location, limit 1 per location. After an investigator at this location draws 1 or more cards, that investigator must deal 3. If that investigator fails, he or she chooses and discards an equal number of cards. Equal number of cards to the fail, I think.
To the... after you draw 1 or more cards.
Right.
So I guess if you were drawing 2 or something.
Yeah. Well, guess I won't draw them. I have 1 clue. That was some hunting horror.
Okay.
You're gonna need some help with that hunting horror, I feel.
I think we're going to need to do something with it. Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, I plan on evading it. That's my current plan. Crosshair. I couldn't tell you beyond that. I don't know.
Yeah, because when I walk in, Nephthys can deal 2 damage to it, so...
That's good. That's 2 out of 5.
Yeah, maybe you should try first what you're gonna do, because you might reveal some blesses and then things get funny.
Yes, things would get interesting at that point. Mateo sees the creature sort of... Well, actually, sorry, before we do this, Crosshair, should we take another short break? Because it's now a decent sort of time.
Yeah. Did you add a curse and did we add a bless?
I don't think we can add a bless.
No, actually we did.
Okay.
We set the doom. It's in the chat box, but...
Yes, you're right. I see that. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, cool.
Let's do that. So we're going to take another quick break as we try to figure out how the priest and the nun are going to deal with the monster ahead. See you back on Doomed in just a second. Well, hello again. Welcome back to Doomed, not so solo playthroughs through Arkham Horror, the card game with a focus on roleplay and storytelling. We have myself, and we have the Crosshair. We have Mateo and Mary deep in the bowels of Miskatonic Museum, searching for some text that will give them a reason to believe that the solution to this strange blood magic rites of Arkham can be found somewhere. But before... Youthquake! Before they can do that, of course, they will have to deal with this strange creature that haunts Miskatonic University. Hello, Crosshair. Welcome back.
Hello. Hello.
Hello, indeed. We are back.
Yeah.
You were right. Oh, yeah, sorry. You were saying. Tell me.
Took a while because, ironically, I spilled my thermos.
That is pretty ironic, actually. A bit odd, frankly.
Because I'm having coffee at 2 a.m., so...
Of course. Well, how else are you going to be able to stay awake long enough to defeat the hunting horror? Or at least get rid of it. What I really want to do is just evade this thing and get the hell out of here. So that's what I'm going to try to do. Mateo's going to try to get away from it. I'm 3 to 4, which is not great. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Saren. The Lord of the Ocean demands that I water myself. I'm going to test 3 to 4, but I'll commit a couple of agility icons to be 5 to 4. That's not great, but it's something. Let's see, Father Mateo, let's see if we can get this done. As the hunting horror rears back to strike, Father Mateo sees if he can sneak under it and off into one of the exhibit halls. Bless? I'm going to exhaust Favor of the Moon to reveal a curse, which then allows me to auto-succeed with Paradoxical Covenant Lotto. Excuse me. Okay, so the Favor of the Moon releases the token, and then I remove it, and you took the Nephthys Bless token?
Yeah.
Excellent. So, okay. Phew! All right. That is pretty good, actually. I'm pretty pleased about that. So, the creature is evaded. Father Mateo can feel the sort of power of the various deities flowing through him as he manages to get away just in time and will dash off into one of the exhibit halls.
Always left.
Always left, exactly. This is the Egyptian exhibit. Of course, this is what he saw through his eye of chaos, through the future here. Sandstone sculptures and bejeweled artifacts from another era clutter this exhibit, like the tomb of an ancient pharaoh. 3 shroud, 4 clues. Victory 1, baby. Victory 1. So I will, last action, I will investigate it using... Read the signs. And I will release the last Bless token back into the bag from Rite of Sanctification. Father Mateo finds himself standing inside a strange facsimile of like a Egyptian tomb, and he thinks to himself, have I not been here before? But he can't remember. He's barely been outside America. Why does this place seem so familiar? Investigating it 9 to 3. Good enough. Good enough. So I get 2 clues. Very good. I'm going to see if I can get us this 1 experience point at least, Crosshair. And I'll put the turn back to you, my friend.
Alright. I drew the oppressive mists at the mythos phase.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So that only does anything if you draw cards here, but you can double action discard as well.
I don't think we need it. We do need clues, though. Should I get the clues from the administration office or start dealing with the hunting horror?
Hunting horror is pretty bad news. There's another exhibit hall that might have more clues in it. We don't know. That's a possibility as well. The hunting horror may, ready and come and attack someone, but if you have some way of fighting it, that would be good too. But who knows?
Well, I can deal 2 damage straight away, but...
Yep, that would be 2 out of, I guess, 5. Thank you, Thelia. That's a good point.
I have things to play, but... it can wait. Yeah, maybe Nephthys and Mary are like, okay, well, this is getting a bit oppressive in this office, so we should move along.
Mm-hmm.
Move into the museum halls, where Nephthys is like, didn't we do that one already? And let's loose an arrow.
Yeah, why not?
Just to do 3 damage, and let's remove them.
Reading, that's so strange. I don't pretend to know what is going on exactly in your economical life, but that sounds very strange. Is all. All right, Nephthys, excellent work. Pew.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Reading. I was just reading.
Mm-hmm. Well, and there you go. As you do.
Do have clues. I could find another.
Yeah,
okay.
Investigators in the museum halls spend the clues.
Yeah. True. Or it's only 1 damage and 1 horror.
Yeah, that's true. That doesn't seem to go up, at least, so... Well, okay, that's good reading. At least they apologize. Jeez Louise.
Or Nephthys and Mary could just continue down the other exhibit hall.
Yeah, that's true, too. There might be... Well, what might be there? Clues? Not danger? I don't know. Might be a breather there?
Yeah. Continue along after a arrow is shot at this thing. Like, well, maybe that'll keep it busy for a while. And at the other exhibit, rows of armor line the hall while instruments of war and torture hang from the walls.
Yikes.
You should watch your step in here.
Mm-hmm. Oh. I was wondering where you went.
Oh. It hasn't kicked me out yet, so... And
it has from my perspective, but...
Yeah, it's gonna take a while. There we go.
Alright, no worries.
After you fail a skill test at that location, you take 1 damage, because apparently you bump into some daggers.
Yeah, a big axe comes down on your head. Yeah, basically. Yeah, you look around and a big axe comes down on your head. Perfect.
I do like that always at around 1 a.m., 2 a.m., my internet cuts off, comes back online.
Perfect.
And it doesn't cut our phone call or anything. Just tabletop and returns me into the stream chat.
Strange, eh? I wonder why. Strange. Especially Discord, you'd think a phone call would be more intensive. But there you go. A DHCP refresh. Saren, you sound like you know what you're talking about. I do not.
Yeah. It's a Wi-Fi dongle, so... I don't have a landline here.
Oh, you can't see me, Crosshair. I'm doing like a oh dear, you know, like a how bad. Oh,
Come on.
oh, we'll have you back. We'll have you back when you're back. Oh, Mary's still got an action left though. And she's got lots of money because of all the transmuting of artifacts to gold, which is pretty cool.
I need to restart tabletop.
Yeah, of course. It's literally no problem / no rush at all. It's all good.
Now, what am I gonna do with my last action? That's the question. I do have something to play, so I think I'll... I could ask you to take the rightmost card from my hand and play it on top of the... well, I'll do it when I get back.
Yeah, I could. I mean, if you want me to do that, I can absolutely do that for you.
Well, while we're waiting, might as well. It's the rightmost card. No. It's the middle card, I think.
The rightmost card was clairvoyance.
No.
No.
It's the middle one then. Should be an Eye of Chaos there.
That's the ticket. Yeah, I also saw teamwork, which was the other middle card. Whoops.
Right.
okay.
I have 4.
Play it over the alchemical transmutation, which is all good. Classic, an Eye of Chaos. I mean, that sounds delicious.
Yeah, it's Father Mateo and Mary learned that from, I believe, Olive.
Yeah, it's got to be some sort of way that they're seeing in, like, I'm not quite sure what the flavor normally is on this sort of card, but it looks to me like if you're bargaining with dark powers, you get some of your power back, which is interesting. That's Eye of Chaos. Oh, and it costs 5. Perfect.
Come on.
Do.
Disconnected again.
I could save and restart the
Oh yeah.
the actual instance of the game as well. Let's do that, shall we? So I'm just taking the stream here. Stream's still on, everybody. Don't worry. I'm gonna create a multiplayer server, which should be back up, Crosshair, as I load in. Max, what are you up to, buddy?
Yeah, I'm restarting Steam also, just in case the disconnected me from everything. So
you betcha. Now the only other trouble is I wonder if it will recognize the bless and curse tokens that we've like stacked on things. But whatever, if they don't, then we'll figure it out. Not overly concerned.
There was only one on Nefters anyway, so...
Yeah, I think I have a couple, maybe one curse left on Favor of the Moon. Who knows?
No.
We need some music as well. There we go.
If Steam would be so nice to actually launch... There we go. Today is just one of those days where everything goes right.
Perfect. Well, I mean, so far, I mean, obviously, you know, Cairo was the sleeping sickness, whatever it is, whatever curse was placed on them by that foul demon or the Brotherhood or whatever. Clearly, that didn't go particularly well. But Mary and Mateo are still alive. They're you know, investigating the museum. Like, everything seems good, you know.
Yeah, and we are gonna figure out what happened when they got taken by the Abyss.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. Everything has been restarted. So let's see. I might have to email everything, but...
Thelia mentions here, put some bird feed out for the birds, but the squirrels are going after it. And then you and your husband chase them off with the garden hose. It is a fact well known, Thelia, that squirrels will eat anything and everything and will be a nuisance, and they will specifically go after birdseed. So you get those squirrel-proof feeders. Nothing's really squirrel-proof, is it?
Nah, they'll figure it out.
Exactly. They will figure it out somehow.
Yeah, man. Load up.
Exactly, Thelia. I can remember seeing, I think it was my parents, they like hung a squirrel-proof bird feeder in the middle of their lawn, like not near anything, because they used a big wire to get it there or something ridiculous. And then it just, there was like, I don't know how, but like, I guess a squirrel ran over a line or something to get to it. It was wild times. Cats also don't like the garden hose. In fact, most things don't like a hose, you know? I think I'm going to suggest, Crosshair, that we still have a bit of Miskatonic Museum left, but I'm going to suggest we'll maybe I don't know if there's anything else you want me to try on my end. We can try to load back in once more and then see where we're at after that.
No, I think it's just the connection to tabletop, because this has to load all the assets. It takes a moment.
No, that's fine. Yeah, that's what I mean though, is like if it's gonna if it's just not, you know, the right time of day or whatever, that's all good.
No, we've had this before, so it should work. It just needs to load, and then it loads a bit faster, and before it times out of the game. That's the problem.
Hawks attract tourists. Damn, Reading. I mean, Reading, are we suggesting that we pickpocket the tourists, or that you eat the tourists, or like what's happening? Wow. Damn, Thelia. I mean, talk about bird watching. Watching a hawk catch a dove. That's pretty sweet. I mean, horrible, obviously, but pretty sweet all the same.
Wonder if I choose a color if it loads up.
Why not both? Hell yeah, Thelia. I mean, that's pretty wild. I do want to see it, Thelia. You might spoiler tag it and put it in the Discord? Or just spoiler tag, or I'll mention what it is, I guess.
Hack the system. I chose a color while it's loading, so it has to do things while it's loading.
No, me neither. I've seen a Cooper Hawk. I don't even know what that is. What is a Cooper Hawk? Just a hawk that builds barrels? Terrible joke.
Or maybe a hawk that's like a size of a small car.
Oh yeah, a mini hawk.
Why are you being a pain in the butt now?
Koopa Hawk. Oh, that would be pretty sweet too, actually.
The funny thing is that the loading complete comes at the same time as the disconnect.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember this happening before the last time we were getting the stream together, but I can't remember what the difference, like what changed between one effort and another, you know?
Yeah, it's because usually I load in before the setup, so.
So I mean, I could clear some of the assets, but I don't really know how I would without putting them back.
I'm wondering if you can clear the board, I connect to the game, and then you load up the game. Is that a possibility?
Yeah, probably. I mean, I'm kind of, what I would hope to do is basically just go click delete, and then load you in, and then rewind time, because you'd still be
Nope.
loaded, I would hope. Oh, no, you're here.
Mine.
Perfect.
Never mind. But yeah, last action was AFK, yes. And
I paid the 5 for it already.
oh, and now my things are broken.
Yeah, that is a bit of a... I don't know why that happens either, but I can keep track of anything you want. Or, Crosshair, we can call the session here, figure out how to solve it before next time.
Oh no, all works now.
Okay.
Moment.
When you say all works, do you mean you can see all the tokens, everything, you can kind of
Yeah.
access the various things? Okay, cool. Then we'll continue. In that case, yeah, because I also just, Crosshair, I don't think we're going to get to the end of the scenario before our time limit, but, limit, quote unquote, you know, but we'll see where we get to. We'll continue. And we will, I mean, see Mary and Mateo are still hidden from each other, I guess, so to speak, but they're going to see if they can maybe reunite or at least avoid getting eaten too much by the hunting horror.
We want to do the honors for the hunting horror.
Of course, and I'm going to regret immediately, but I will do it. Let's see if... Okay, not a bad stuff token. So it stays exhausted, thankfully. Mateo's... what's the word I'm looking for here? Mateo's, like, channeling of magics manages to keep it off the beaten path for now. As we go to 1 out of 7 Doom. The horror is once again ready and is starting to slither back through the halls. And we draw some encounter cards. Night Beyond Void. I don't like this, actually. I think I'm going to see if I can deal with this. Yeah. Yeah. I think Mateo, looking down the exhibit hall, the Egyptian exhibit, sees at the end of the hall a sort of inky black void. He's going to close his eyes, light a candle, and see if he can't drive the darkness away. Oh, sweet, Saren. Oh my god, I can't wait. I am going to reveal 5 random chaos tokens from the bag. And hopefully, I reveal a bless. Or an elder sign, like that. Hey.
Both.
Perfect. So I cancel the revelation effect, which means it does not reveal, so it just goes in the discard pile.
Oh, and you don't remove the bless token.
No, even better. Even
Actually,
better. Yeah.
In upkeep, did we add the bless and curse?
I don't know if we did. I don't believe we did. Oh, thank you. Perfect.
Yeah, 7-0. Oh, it doesn't count the Nephthys one.
Yeah, so we'll just have to keep track of the fact that those are there. So there's 2 curses on Favor of the Moon and 1 bless on Nephthys. That is something about the seal. I don't know why it doesn't work. Maybe in the new update it works better, but who knows?
Oh. Oh yeah, we haven't revealed a tentacle. Have to remember the curse.
The star.
Or I have to. But anyway, at the other exhibit hall, still slithering behind Nephthys and Sister Mary, probably behind Nephthys because she shot at the thing. If hunting horror is in play, add 1 doom to it. If it's not, then do other stuff.
Thank you, reading. I hadn't noticed. Thank you very much. I put it over now. That's going to be great on the VOD, for sure.
So the hunting horror has a doom on it.
Okay.
As its angrily slithers around the main hall.
Not such a big deal, you know. It's already advanced the agenda, so we've got some time to hopefully manage it. Thank you, though, reading. I appreciate it.
Right.
Clues. Clues and figuring out what to do about the hunting horror. It's a good question.
Yeah, maybe get clues, get blesses, get some blesses on Nephthys, kill it. again.
Seems like a good plan. Yeah.
So, who wants to go first?
I don't mind going first. Mateo's lit that candle that I mentioned before. He's driven away the darkness. And he's going to focus his attention to see if he can find out if there is any... if there's a way through this, why the Egyptian exhibit is calling out to him. Is there something about it that he wants to know? I'm going to use the last Eye of Chaos to investigate at 5 to 3. Yep. Bless, and I'll reveal a curse with Favor of the Moon. So, success. Treating it, yeah. So I'll put a token back there. I can't release the curse token. That's fine, it just gets deleted anyway. Oop. Perfect. And we get 2 clues. Hooray.
That's that place done.
That's that place done, exactly. Now I could just head back, or I could wait for it to come to me, which might be a
Or
bit
me.
better. Or you, yeah, whoever, basically. I could also get rid of the Priest of Two Faiths, which might be good. And then I'm in a place where I can try to do more stuff. So yeah, I think it seems a bit silly, but I think Father Mateo, after having focused on the sort of various artifacts in the Egyptian exhibit, can see a place filled with sand and storms and darkness and the abyss, and he realizes that there is something to be learned from the desert. Perhaps Nephthys knows more. In last action, I'm going to head back to the exhibit hall. The entrance. The museum halls. Thank you, Thelia. I appreciate it. Can't wait to look. And that's me.
Gets louder down the hall.
Ugh.
And possibly hearing Father Mateo go, "Be gone, devil!"
That sounds about right.
Nephthys and Mary are gonna use their, or Mary rather, same knowledge that Father Mateo uses to investigate this location. See if any of the weapons in the... possibly finding a new blessed blade.
Yeah, that would be nice. Thelia, it's metal as hell, by the way. Thank you for putting that up. I appreciate it.
So it's 6 against 3. Good enough. 5 against 3.
Seems good.
Sounds less good enough, but good still. Yeah. 5 on 3.
Perfect.
Yep. So that's two clues. Yeah.
And exactly, Thelia. I think that's why it's so kind of metal. I think that's really awesome.
At a place, take the clues.
Yay!
And things there. Oh, Mary will also move. Oh,
Got him.
move into the museum halls, putting Father Mateo struggling with the hunting horror.
Hardly. Struggling, please. He's ready to take it down.
This is interesting.
Mm-hmm.
You're not about to die.
No, that's true.
I'm wondering if teamwork would be good here. We don't really have anything to trade.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, you're right. No, that's a good point. I don't really see any particular tradable assets or weapons or whatever.
Oh, I could try to punch it, but actually, if I try to hit it, get a plus, then Nephthys can finish it off.
Mm-hmm. That's true. That's very true.
Or I can't evade it, actually.
Very
No.
no, well, I mean, you can, but then you wouldn't also be able to attack it or evade it or whatever this turn.
And there's still 7 blessers in the back, so chances are good. So Mary, seeing Father Mateo, or the hunting horror advance toward Father Mateo, the guardian instincts kick in as she tries to throw the same banishing words at it as before.
Mm-hmm.
Happily lost in the translation. Oh, right.
No, yeah. I know what you're getting at, Thelia. Don't you worry. Although you're right. It is something you don't want to Google unless you know what you're looking for.
Oh, a bear convention. Yeah. Depends what you're looking for.
Exactly.
That's where people like dress up in animal costumes, right?
Yeah. In a manner of speaking.
It's possible.
That
it's
is
a
not
literal bear convention.
Yeah, that's a good point.
But yeah, Mary's gonna try and blast the hunting horror with the blessed light from the ritual candles. Let's say it like that.
Hmm.
Curse. That's, well, no. And a 0. Well, it. Let's see. So I'm at 1 against 4.
4. That's right.
I'm gonna use the heavy first for this.
Okay. To cancel the 0?
Yeah, but it needs to go back into the bag. But the curse can't go back into the bag.
No, that I'm not actually sure how that would work exactly. I would just return them both and take the curse out of the bag and just do that, because that way you won't pull it again, right?
Yeah, and remember that.
And then remember, you're at 1 on 4.
Yeah. Let's do that.
Okay.
Remove that.
Well, 1 on 4, but plus. Well, and yeah, +1 with the ritual candles. So now
So
4 on
2 on
4 evens
4.
now. Yeah.
Yeah. And then we reveal
What if Mateo was to make this work, though? Mateo!
Oh, yeah.
Once per game?
And there's no once per game. This is probably a good point because, yeah, Nephthys is gonna finish it off anyway.
Great. So then I think as Mary struggles with the beast, holding its jaws open or something as Nephthys gets ready to loose an arrow, Mateo calls out for aid from his god. And there you go. And we cancel the tentacle. We treat it like an elder sign, which does all the things.
Yeah, it adds a bless token from Mary.
Exactly.
So Mary does 1 damage, and then I release these tokens.
The last one probably will just get deleted. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. Which means we remove 2.
Yep.
Yeah. And that deals the second arrow that flies deals the last damage.
Perfect.
And the hunting horror retreats back into the void where it came from.
Excellent.
Same. Comes back. I bet it's going to be massive.
I think so too. I think Mateo breathes a sigh of relief as they watch the beast vanish into the ether, but it hasn't gone far, clearly. Something else is afoot. As we venture into upkeep.
Yeah. Phew.
Excellent work. Good with the bless there. Very nice. Worked well. As we go to 2 out of 7 Doom, the two church the church crew, Mateo, Mary, and Nephthys, kind of gaze down the halls, wondering if there's perhaps some other way through. Mateo's visions led him to the Egyptian hall, but there must be that restricted room somewhere. Now this is less good. I drew oppressive mists that I'm going to attach to this location, which is fine. You know, it's if you draw 1 or more cards here, you have to test will, and then if you fail, you have to discard an equal number of cards.
Yeah.
Or I could double action discard it, but I might not. Yes?
Oh, right. Yeah, never mind.
Okay. Is he still rocking the dual faith? Hell yeah, reading. The priest of two... Oh, actually, thank you. That reminds me. I have to put a curse in the bag. Damn it. I'll try to get rid of this curse.
Oh, and I had a plus.
Hey. All right. Well, mists are creeping into the halls here. Nephthys, great question, Thelia. Nephthys is, well, Crosshair's ally, Nephthys, the Huntress of Bast. We don't know much about her. She's a soldier from the First World War during the time that Mary served in North Africa and Egypt as well. She seems to be hunting for something and serving the old gods, but who knows beyond that?
And there's a vision of future past. Possibly from the past when she met Nephthys in Cairo, and the future where Nephthys doesn't show up, or something along those lines.
Well, this might just scare Nephthys then, who knows?
Or maybe Nephthys is having the visions, and that's why she never shows up.
Well, that might make a lot of sense, wouldn't it?
That's a 5-on-5 test throw up. Yeah. I think yeah, I'm gonna throw teamwork into it. It's still +1. It's +1. Down 1.
Sorry, those are on me.
Down 2. Oh wait. There's a 6-on-5, then I'm a 4-on-5. I get +1 from that, so -2.
I think you're just 1 down. I think you were up 1, and then down 3 brings you to 2 below, but the ritual candles bring you back up 1. Like, it is one way of looking at it, I should say. That's the math I was kind of doing in the background.
Just discard 1 card from top of my deck.
Yeah.
Let's hope it's weakness.
It is not.
Aww.
That's okay.
Oh.
We have to keep making progress anyway, right? We want to continue to push forward and find that strange thing, that translation of the Necronomicon.
And possibly last turn and mythos before we wrap up.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Or,
that makes sense, yeah. Possibly.
Well, yeah. Like, I'm in no rush, so all depends on how long this part of the video is and stuff like that. Technicals.
Exactly. In that case, do you have a sense of whether you wanted to start? Do you want me to start? Like, what do you have a sense of what your turn might look like as we look towards what we're trying to do here?
It's most likely spend clues, open halls.
Yep, seems right.
I have 5. I have 2. There's 4 locations, so...
Yeah, we could basically open most of them up, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I have.
See you in a bit, Thelia.
Yep. Don't really have anything else to do except open a location, go to that location. So I could just do that.
All right. And then maybe even get us more victory points. Who knows? Something.
Yeah. So let's just choose another hallway where Nephthys and Mary will be heading to. Maybe to the left.
Always a good spot.
Right along. Nature exhibit. You enter this location, discard 2 cards from your hat at random.
Well, you know.
Well,
that's gonna happen sometimes too, right?
the thing about this exhibit is natural. Maybe the exhibit has been mutated a bit by the things going on. I should play that, but fine. Oh no. Oh dear.
I mean, discarding cards happens.
Yeah, deny existence is rough.
I will say, does deny existence... Could deny existence work here? What does it say? I don't know if it counts as an encounter card or not.
Yeah, encounter card or enemy card. So
I'm not sure if it counts as an encounter card is all. That's all.
because well maintained is also fast, so I could basically play both of them. But I don't think I have a fast window there.
Not during, but I mean, what I was thinking was deny existence says if an encounter card forces you to discard cards, you can play it to cancel that effect. But
Yeah.
what I'm not sure if this counts as an encounter card is all.
Yeah,
It's
I
a
don't
location.
think locations are encounter
Oh,
cards.
hello, Cthulhu. Welcome to Doomed. Wonderful to have you with us. I'm joined, of course, by the Crosshair.
Hello.
We're in the process, Mary and Mateo's good night reading. Wonderful to have you with us. Glad the internet is somewhat sorted in the moment. Mary and Mateo's trip to Cairo ended with them being pulled beneath the sands, but we've flashed back in time a little bit to before they went to Cairo, when they were in Miskatonic Museum searching for something to help them in their quest against the strange blood cult. Yeah. Anyway, sorry, Crosshair.
Yeah, and a last action after this is like, this seems unnatural. Let's just see what we can find and move along. Oh, we're gonna IFK's this place.
Of course, yeah. Sounds like a good plan.
5 against 4. Ugh. Oh well, it is what it is. Let's try it. No,
Too bad.
no. Well, that's me.
Mateo gazes at Mary and Nephthys as they head down one path, but he is being called to another. Perhaps there's something else he can do. I'm going to spend 2 clues to put an exhibit hall into play, like, I don't know, there? And then... And the question is, do I go to it right away? Because it might be the thing that we need. No, I'm going to put a second one into play with 2 more clues. And this way, one of them's bound to be right. Crosshair. But of course, always go left. Mateo's kind of mapping out the location, and he's thinking, okay, if I go through the Egyptian exhibition again, well, Cthulhu, we've been at it for a bit here, but we're getting there. He makes his way, guided by his faith, down to the left. This is the exhibit hall, restricted hall. 3 shroud, 4 clues. Victory 1, exhibit not yet open for viewing. While hunting horror is at this location, it cannot be investigated. If an investigator enters the exhibit hall, restricted hall, advance. Act 2B, the guard's fate. When you enter the restricted hall, you find the curator of the museum clutching an ornate statue as if it were a club, his suit stained with blood, a panicked expression on his face. The security guard you saw earlier lies in a pool of blood nearby, his intestines strewn about in a grotesque display. Your stomach turns, and you resist the urge to vomit. I tried to stop it, but... The curator says quietly, his voice quivering. Whatever did this, it's still nearby. Choose an investigator to take control of the set-aside Harold Walstead. Harold Walstead is a zero-cost asset. He's the curator of the museum. 1 health, 1 sanity. It says you get +2 intellect while investigating Miskatonic locations. Forced. When he leaves play, remove him from the game and add a tablet token to the chaos bag for the remainder of the campaign. Yikes.
Ew.
Yeah, yikes is right. Who wants him? We broke in. That's correct, Cthulhu, yeah.
I do have the lowest knowledge, so it would round me up. So
I leave it to you, Crosshair. I'm happy to deal with this shaky man as well.
it's an extra asset, right?
Yes, it doesn't have the little ally icon on it in
Yeah.
the bottom, so yeah, it doesn't take up a slot.
Yes, well, I'll survive longer without removing it from the game.
That's the hope. Search the encounter deck discard pile, void for the hunting horror, and place it in the restricted hall, ready. Which of course means it also gains a token on Shadow Spawn? Shadow Spawn? Yeah.
Oh, shit.
It's getting boosty. Advance to Act 3A. Searching for the tome. Somewhere in this area is Olaus Wormius's Latin translation of the Necronomicon. You must find it and escape while you can. So it says objective, if there are no clues remaining in the restricted hall, advance. The restricted hall says, while hunting horror is at this location, it cannot be investigated. So we've got to figure out what to do here. But that's the end of my turn, because of course I moved in last action. Yikes.
And that's the end of the investigation phase.
Mateo.
The hunting horror is now massive.
Which is interesting, which means we can't... He doesn't come with you if you pull him away, because he's now huge. So as Mateo ventures into the restricted hall, there's sort of strange artifacts, glowing cases, and then he recognizes the fact that the walls seem strange. They're made of a strange material. It's not walls. The creature is now so large, it is the size of the room. It's not going anywhere. Which means I guess we're going to have to beat it up.
Yep.
I'm taking a damage and a horror, and I am killing this Priest of Two Fates. That's what I'm doing. And then we upkeep. The creature is here, and it is scary.
Is this connected? No, I have to go through the museum halls to get there.
Yeah, some of them are... Some of them have extra connections, but we haven't seen anything that is connected yet.
Yeah.
Mateo stands dumbfounded by the size of the creature. It's literally 3 times bigger than it was before. He tries to face down his fear as we go to 3 out of 7 Doom. And we'll at least do the Mythos phase, Crosshair. Twist of Fate. Oh, a Twist of Fate! Ooh, hopefully it's a good thing. Reveal a random token from the bag. If you reveal an Elder Sign or a positive number, nothing happens. If you reveal a number, take a damage. Any other number, rather. If you reveal a bad stuff token, take 2 horror. I'm just gonna do it. That is a positive... It's not a positive number, but...
It's not a number.
It's not a number at all, so I would assume this is a nothing happens symbol, because it's not a bad stuff token. It's not a number. So yeah, I think Father Mateo's Twist of Fate is that the creature somehow manages to pass him by entirely, for now.
And at the exhibit hall, beyond the veil, search, of course. These creatures that don't look natural anymore also seem to have an aura around them that seems to twist the whole air around this exhibit. Put Beyond the Veil into play in your threat area if there's no copy of Beyond the Veil in your threat area. If your deck has no cards in it, take 10 damage and discard Beyond the Veil.
Woo! A classic.
Okay. So I have 18 draws left.
Yeah, basically. Or any discards will rush that a little bit. But so far, so good, right? So far, so safe.
Yeah. Okay. And it has surge, so... Well, it's a dark bidding as the creatures seem to come alive in the exhibit as well. Or seem to. Attach dark bidding to hunting horror, even if it's out of play. Dark bidding remains attached to hunting horror if it enters the void. Okay. First, when hunting horror attacks an investigator, that investigator must take 1 additional damage and 1 additional horror. Heal 2 damage from hunting horror. Discard dark bidding.
It is currently a 5/6/5 massive retaliate that deals 2 damage and 2 horror once. You know, it's scary, but it's not. I mean, it's pretty scary.
Yeah, well, I have my turn. I have to get there.
And I have my turn for the next 3 turns, which is just going to be evade. If I evade, draw cards, try to find something that'll blow this thing up. That's all I can do.
Then I would take my turn first because I need to be there before you do your things.
Oh, okay. Because you have a plan of some kind.
Yeah,
take it.
basically.
Okay, yeah, come on down.
Okay, 2 actions. Rushing down the hall.
Obviously, Mateo's shouts permeate and resonate through the whole museum.
I found it and it. And Marion have to stop at the door like, oh, okay.
Yikes.
This is new. And as a fast action, Mary... Yeah, you still have room. Or says, ugh.
Thank you. That's nice.
Father Mateo, the other talisman, the one that she made for Father Mateo. So.
Absolutely.
Catch! That was fast action, and then last action. I actually need to draw something that can be used
There's a
here.
massive enemy here, so it is engaged with both of us now.
Yeah.
If we could say that you drew before coming here, but I leave that to you if you want to.
Oh, right, because it's gonna... Actually, I could try and evade it then. It's a 5-on-3 evade, but...
Yes, yeah, that's it, you're right.
It would help.
We are basically, I think we're evading it until we can find weapons or spells to try to fight it. That feels like their plan is to stay away as much as possible while searching desperately for the book and see where it goes.
Yeah, let's just try it. Might as well. Evading helps, so to speak. So 5 against 3. I don't have anything to add to that. So, yeah. Yeah. Mary trying to distract this beast.
Mm-hmm.
In some sense.
I'm going to pause you right away. The paradox of Mary's attempt to exactly, Cthulhu. The paradox of Mary rushing into the room and then trying to run around, get around the creature, causes the hunting horror to pause in its tracks, confused as well.
Ah, nice.
Yeah, that is pretty good, honestly. I'm very happy that happened. Phew.
Once again, Mary does, or rather, Crosshair does the thing where pulling tokens out of my backside.
Mm-hmm. No bad thing. I cannot investigate, but I could discover clues. But that's not what we need. We need to defeat this thing eventually. So, Mateo, let's draw some cards. Draw a card. Classic Mateo. Yay, I agree, Cthulhu. Well, I should have known that was going to happen. The Serpents of Yig, slithering off from the hunting horror itself, are strange humanoid-like snake creatures, things that Mateo can only shudder to look at. I've made a terrible mistake, Crosshair, and I am so sorry. I will eventually be able to help. I probably... Well, no, I had to draw. I'm going to just evade. Yep.
Before you evade, I'm gonna commit self-sacrifice into it.
Okay.
Because I don't see a better place to use it, basically.
Okay. So you resolve all effects from the failed test, and then either you draw 2 cards or I draw 2 cards. Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
So I will evade at 3-2. I did not fail, so I'll allow it. Thank you. Thank you, though. Actually, what does it say?
Then.
All right, here we go. We're looking up the thens.
I don't know. Yeah.
I've read a lot about this, and I always forget exactly how it kind of works. Then, the text preceding the word then must be successfully resolved in full before the remainder of the effect described after the word then.
Pretty useless.
Yeah. Well, unfortunate, certainly, but evaded for now. There are now many beasts in the room, but maybe Mateo can... I'm just gonna draw another card. Oh, now we're getting somewhere. But that's me.
Yeah, that's us.
That's us. So it's yeah, it's exactly Cthulhu.
In the enemy phase. I guess it's my turn to draw.
If you want to, yeah. I guess if we're going back and forth. Not as good as Take Heart, Cthulhu.
Oh, -2.
Okay, great. So it stays exhausted for now until we... That's fine. As we... revive? What's the word I'm looking for? Ready cards. The serpent creatures stalk Father Mateo through the dark, and the hunting horror once again hisses and rears and gets ready to attack.
How many resources do I have?
7's probably right. You were at 5 after playing the Eye of Chaos, and it's been a couple turns since then. I don't think you've played much.
Yeah, my resource and horror damage track doesn't work.
Oh, I see. Sorry, yes. You have 1 damage, 3 horror, and 7 resources, is what it says.
Okay.
Do you... you need me to add 1, though, right? Or did you click the upkeep button?
I pressed the upkeep. So...
Okay, so it should be updated then. That's good.
Yeah, should be good.
Okay. I am I am feeling a little pressured, Crosshair, time-wise, because I know this is the end game of the scenario, because it's the last act. We have to deal with the hunting horror and get some clues, but I don't know how, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just feeling a bit, I'm not sure how much time I have left to play is the problem. So I'm just figuring that out.
Yeah.
Is all.
We can easily, I think, finish this off some point during the week. Maybe there's the Easter stuff, of course, but
that is a thing as well. But we can do Mythos 4 out of 7 Doom and see if these snake creatures are able to defeat either of us in the meantime. Oh, infinite doorway. Seeing the snake's wrapping coils open up doorways that spiral off into the dark. This just means if we enter or leave this location, stuff happens, but I don't think we're going to do that.
But, of course, we have cursed luck.
Well, yeah, sure. Naturally.
More stuff into my threat area. Mary is just feeling a bit not so lucky when she enters the room with a small serpent and Mateo and a big serpent covering the whole room. Cursed luck into play in your threat area. You get minus skill value during skill tests. After you succeed a skill test, discard it.
Right. Succeed by 1 or more as well, specifically. I think is the kicker there.
Right.
I remember this card is all.
Oh. That's a cliffhanger to end on, I think.
I think so. There's a large beast here, although Father Mateo's got something prepared. I don't know about Mary, but the smaller sort of serpent-like creatures hunting Father Mateo throughout time seem to be somehow related to this massive beast. Can they find their way out, is the question.
Mary is digging in her robes for something.
A gun? You never know?
Never know what she packed for this trip.
That'll take us to the end of Doomed for today. I know we're right near the end of the scenario, but I think we started with a different scenario, or wrapping that one up, so, you know, there's always a bit of funky time stuff floating around here.
And that small bit will be up on the VOD.
Yes, they're going to be 2 separate videos, weirdly. One of them's going to be very, very short, but there you go.
Not YouTube.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't remember what I know what my commands, I know that's one command for, on this here, but...
There we go.
Yeah, I'm not sure if there's others. Anyway, thanks for joining us, everybody. It's always a good time to doom out. As Crosshare is posting, of course, the best place to find out what we're doing next is on the Discord. Tomorrow at 1700 Eastern, 5 p.m., it is episode 4 of Avatar Legends: The Mirror Scale. We're actually having a lot of fun with this new campaign. Everything's bright and shiny and new and exciting. So drop on by if you can. It's a lot of fun. And then, of course, there's streams throughout the week. The Discord is the best place to find out. And again, hopefully Crosshair and I can slot in a quick hour sometime to finish this one off before we know where we're headed next.
Yeah, maybe we'll succeed at the scenario for once.
Maybe, Crosshair, but it would be just like us to be doomed, which would have been a good place to end the stream. But there you go. Good night to you, Cthulhu. I think that's about it. Yeah, that's where I'm at. Any last thoughts, feelings?
The usual purple buds. Be safe, be well, and remember when dealing with ethereal serpents that...
Ugh.
Yeah,
that sounds about right. Thank you all very much. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your evening or morning or wherever you are, and we'll see you next time on Doomed.